यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी यादों का तेरी याद में निहा तेरी याद 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 तेरी याद.
Yo, what's goody? It's the Hesi podcast on a Wednesday night. We got March Madness fever up in this thing. Got my dog,
sir.
Big 30 the True Sports Plug Russ, and I'm your host, Sterl. So what's good, man?
Man, I'm chilling like three villains. Actually, how many villains are in the Legion of Doom? I know it's thrown off, but is it like 7? I don't know. I'm chilling like some villains trying to kill Superman. So, I don't know. It's a bunch of them. You seen that little... It's something like that. Anyways, I done fucked it up. I done fucked it up.
You did.
I know.
You
I
did.
know. But I'm chilling like some villains trying to kill Superman.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen that guy that does the voiceovers that are fucking hilarious where you got the Legion of Doom and they up in that bitch talking. But anyways, yeah. It's good. I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? Ben watching sports. We watching sports. We trying to, talk to sports with y'all. Shout out to those that are watching on the Instagram live. You know what I'm saying?
On the gram, from the
gram. What I'm saying? We just linked up with that to get y'all something to watch. But let's get it, man.
Hold up. So I gotta tell you something.
Watch
it.
Have
you seen Dune? The movie Dune?
The first one, yeah. I haven't seen the second one yet.
Bruh. You got to see the second one.
Good.
Nigga, it's...
Now, if it was that good, I'll bootleg that motherfucker tonight.
You need to. And you need to. Bro, it's so good. It's so good, man. I don't even know how to... You've seen the first one. I don't want to spoil it for you, but let's just say, oh boy, he comes into his own, dog.
Okay, so it's good. All right. So I know what you mean.
It's good. And Zendaya's mid, just so everybody knows. Zendaya, she mid, bro. She's so mid. Nigga, she mid.
I'm normally it's me. I'm gonna let you have the floor because normally it's me, so everybody can see I'm not.
Everybody be hyping her up. And by the way, and welcome to the Hesi podcast. We're gonna be talking about March Madness. Okay, I got a little Mavericks question and a little statement for Russ that he's going to have to talk about. And we're going to talk about Anthony Edwards, man, the monster dunk, and just his ascension as a player. We'll talk about the Pelicans and Zion losing weight. And the Pelicans are like the hottest team in the league right now. Aaron Donald retires and then Justin Fields traded, and we'll talk any other free agency news. But that's the rundown for the show tonight. But back to Zendaya, bro. She's so mid, and everybody be talking about she's a beautiful woman, okay? But for white people. And I don't mean that negatively. I love white women. My chick is white. But, white dudes love Zendaya, bro. Because she ain't got no titties, no ass.
Just catching stray after stray.
I'm listening.
I'm not the man that's going to stop.
Bro,
I'm just going to let it be known.
Give me Sydney Sweeney any day over Zendaya, bro. Sydney Sweeney, you seen her? Yeah, go and look her real quick. Go and look her up.
I'm not gonna say what I am, man. But
listen. I know everybody it's the trendy thing to like Zendaya, and I'm sure she's a great person. I can give two shits, but her as a she's a 6, bro. She is a hard 6. I just don't see it.
Yeah, she can't
I don't
get
see
a C on the paper. She gotta be a D.
I don't understand. Where's the sex appeal? I don't see it, bro. I don't know.
Money's always one of those.
I don't know. Look, are you looking up Sydney Sweeney right now?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, yeah, she's cool. She's cool. I mean, I don't want to be. Yes, no, yeah. In that category, yes.
I'm not talking about acting. I don't, whatever. I mean, I really can't.
I feel you.
Right?
I 100% feel a little less ratchet for my taste, but I feel you.
I know you like Sexy Red, okay?
No, well, yes, but no,
I know
don't
that's your
put me in.
girl.
Yes, but no, but yes, but it's more of a
Okay.
personality
So
than all of the looks.
let's play a little
It's
game
more of a
called
personality
Pick
than all of the
One.
looks.
You ready? Pick one.
All right,
You ready?
yeah,
If you had a choice of Sexy Red, Lotto, or Glorilla, who you taking?
Lotto. That's
Any
not
day,
a that's not
every day of the week.
that's not even
Every
a
day
fair
of the
question
week.
to that's not a fair question to anybody else.
Well. I'm just saying. Some people have preferences. People have
No, they
preferences.
do, but you asking mine. they do. A lot of people like a lot of shit. Yeah,
Uh,
I like the lotto read.
yeah, Lotto. Hey, she just gets better by the
But
year, bro. She's a powerhouse, dog. That's putting
I,
nicely.
I live by what are they Ray Shrimmer, bro. I don't have a type, bro. I just at
I ain't
one
got
point in
no type.
time, not at all, bro. And then we get to sports after this because I
Yeah,
can't get too deep
let's
into
get to
this.
sports. So
But
you
at one
have
point in time, hold on. At one point in time, it was questioned: are you an ass man? Are you a titty man? Are you a face? I'm a pussy
both
man.
of them.
No, I'm a pussy man.
Okay.
Now let's get to sports. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? So like you get there's all different shapes, sizes, people and minds and hey,
Out of bounds then. Let's jump
as
to it.
long as you
Let's
started
go.
out as a woman, I'm fucking with you. Now, ex-Georgia receiver Akil Crumpton sentenced to 30 years in jail to shooting of a shooting death of a gas station clerk. So yes, he shot a gas station clerk. So seeing as though he went to a racetrack gas station, looks like in Georgia, he pointed a Glock 19 pistol at the clerk, and it went off, firing off one around his chest. Now, you know what I'm saying? The guy died on the scene, of course. He got shot in the chest, point blank range. And then later that year, listen to this though. Listen to this. This is where the first part is out of bounds, but this is where the shoving, when linemen shove somebody out of bounds and they go all the way to the tip of the stands, you're like, damn, that's too much. Okay, so then later that year, now 26, he was 25 when he shot the gas station clerk. So later in the year, when he's 26, he's involved in a confrontation with a man named Anthony Jones in Philadelphia, which he then shot Mr. Jones and killed Mr. Jones. That is two bodies. How was he found? Well, of course, when Mr. Jones was killed, they went and found the guy that killed Mr. Jones. Now, the ballistics from the Glock 19 that killed Mr. Jones matched the same gun, of course, that killed the guy at the gas station. So then they went to go find Mr. Crumpton. This is where we know he's an athlete. He did not go without a fight. He did not stand his ground. He jumped out the window. People, he's an athlete. So he jumped out his bedroom window and he went on a run and he ended up being apprehended. He is now going to be going to jail. Looks like he's going to be going to jail for more than 30 years. How did he not get life for killing two people? I don't know, but looks like he's going to be in there for more than 30 years. Yes, this was a young man that had a lot of promise. He did play for Georgia, I believe, in the years like 2017 and 18. But yes, that my boy. Yeah, the bounds, my friend.
Man.
How you
Dang,
feel?
that's sad, bro. That's sad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man.
That's sad. Man. Like, there's always a backstory behind stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many questions that come to mind. Like, did he live a life without consequences because he was like a really good athlete? We do see stuff like that happen where they think they can just get away with anything. Or was he just really about that life, right?
There's okay, here's what I want to say. There's one extra part, right? So
okay.
So a teammate might have testified against him, and because I didn't leave that out. I just wanted to wait to see your first reaction on purpose. Yeah, so his teammate Juwan Taylor testified at the trial that he confessed to the shooting at the gas station, saying to Taylor, Crumpton saying to Taylor, "I didn't mean to do it. I just wanted the money. I just shot him at the store." and the gun at the store, the gun went off. It just went off. So he's saying that the gun just went off. Kind of believable. Most of the time, these times
believable.
No. I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished, but I'm saying most motherfuckers don't just want to kill somebody. Most of them want to scare somebody and some shit go wrong. Most. There's a few people that really want to go out there and get the job done, but most of these people just want to be like the guy in the movie that goes, "Stick your hands up."
But the gun just don't go off.
If you don't know what the fuck you're doing it, dude.
Man, I don't know, man.
He's a football player. No. I completely think he meant to like pull the gun and say, "Give me the money in the cash register," but he didn't mean for the gun to go off. You know what I'm saying?
So you believe him when he says that?
I believe he's guilty, but yes, I believe he did it. That he didn't mean for the gun to go off, but I do believe he meant to scare the motherfucker.
So you point a gun at somebody with the finger on the trigger. You completely 100% liable.
No, that's the thing. What if you point the gun at somebody and you forget your fingers on the trigger because you don't need to be robbing nowhere anyways because you're a football player, so your adrenaline spiking through the roof. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. You said, I just wanted the money. And again, this is not negating any type of guilt. My nigga, I think he deserves the time for the crime and all that. I'm just saying, before I believe that a guy that got a scholarship to play football at Georgia walked up in that bitch like he was fucking ski masked up, give me the money, ready to go. And they got a picture online. If you look at the story, they got a picture online that shows him what you call it, like walking through in the camera. So he had like the mask on, but I believe he got ready for the part, but to go do that, you actually be about that life. I don't think he was. He wanted to scare the guy, so he pulled out the gun.
I believe in situations like that. Like
I believe that more than I believe when he was like, I know exactly, because if you know what you're doing, like you just said, you have your finger on the trigger. Like I can completely believe he went, give me the money. Pow! Oops! Oh shit! And on top of this, the reason why you know this is because he did not get any money. You know what I'm saying? So he just ran after it happened. So if he really wanted to shoot the dude, he would have got what he wanted.
If he was really remorseful, he would have turned himself in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dog.
I don't know. Nobody wants to go to jail.
I mean, could you look at that dude's family? Could you look at the victim's family and be like, well, he didn't try to do it. I couldn't do that with a straight face.
No, I'm not. But see, I'm not looking at he didn't try to do it from an angle of like innocence or like him trying to get off. I'm just looking at it like, yeah, you fucked up, my boy. Like you went in there to rob somebody and you pulled a gun out and you shot him on accident. That's your fault, but you did intend to rob him. You just didn't intend to kill him. You know what I'm saying? But you did very well intend to rob him at gunpoint. Should have put that shit on safety. You know what I'm saying? Or
exactly.
Or don't rob gas stations. Don't kill people in arguments.
Or
you know what I'm saying? If you have an anger issue, don't get a gun.
See somebody.
You're probably gonna use it and murder somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, channel that energy. You have a God-given gift, which is your athleticism, right?
Yep.
And hard work, because you don't have, like you should use that to leverage yourself to better opportunities. But I mean, I get it. Like both you and I both come from the trenches like that, and you know,
I don't. No, I don't. No, I just understand it. I don't at all.
You did. I did. I definitely grew up that way.
I want to make it very, very clear. I empathize. I am not from any type.
He said, "I'm Kanye. I'm from the suburbs."
I do not want to go. I do not want to go. I have not been there, and I do not belong there. But I understand and empathize with the mindset. So, like, and that's two different things. A lot of people don't have the ability to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I was blessed with that ability to do that. But no. I like my water on. I like my cereal without the roaches.
Oh, dog! I done lived in all that, man.
I've had many people tell me about these things. Yeah, so no, I want to make it very clear. I will not perpetrate and portray something I am not. But I will empathize and say when you play for Georgia, though, you ain't got to rob no gas station. Stop.
You don't. You really don't. I mean, you talk about the boosters, the money, the success. I mean, you could say, well, 2017 they weren't shit. Well, they were the SEC program,
Man,
and they still were. They were still good.
You ain't got to rob no gas station. But
nah,
I want to say this though.
You know how many white women? You know how many white girls down there that will pay for everything this nigga want?
Everything that he needed, and
everything.
on top of this, I just want to say that police chase is probably tough on the police,
bruh.
We talking about a D1
how many
wide
hamstrings
receiver.
were pulled?
Whew! You know, and he jumped out the window. He was probably gone. That man, and you know he probably run a 4.4. You know what I'm saying? He got to run like a 4. You ain't going to Georgia if you, a receiver running less than a 4.4 or 40. So like he probably that's why in the reading it said he was later apprehended. Yeah. Yeah, after he got tired because y'all motherfuckers wasn't catching him. Like shit.
The crazy thing is he kept the gun. He kept the gun.
Another reason why I really believe he didn't mean. See, he did a lot of like
niggas are dumb criminals.
No, but he did a lot. But like real criminals ain't that dumb. He did a lot of like I'm not a real criminal things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, hey man,
that's some shit I would do. I'm not a real criminal. Kill 2 people. The gun's under my bed. Oops. Why'd you keep it? Because I'm not a criminal, nigga.
I mean,
I don't know what to do.
Man, yo.
But yeah,
that sucks.
He out of bounds and he gonna be behind bars. It sucks for him, but hey, shit.
Yeah, that sucks. But
everybody got their own 24.
Everybody got their own, man. Everybody got their own. All right, so let's get into this thing, man. That's a good dialogue. That's a good dialogue. So March Madness is back. Back in full force.
You want me to get the advertisement now? Yeah.
Go on and do it. Go on and get it.
All right. Yo, I want to thank everybody that's watching on the gram, that you caught this on Twitter, whether you caught this just because you know me and I sent you a motherfucking link. Anyways, if you watch, excuse me. If you watch the broadcast tonight, if you go into these, I guess the easiest way to get is going to be on the Instagram. So if you go to Big 30 The Truth, how it's spelled on the screen on Instagram, the link is in the bio. If you want to look that up and send me a DM, the link is in the bio. I will go ahead and I will send it to you. But we are doing a March Madness bracket. It is called Big 30's Big Bracket Challenge. If you just happen to get the Tournament Challenge application on your phone, you can search Big 30's Big Bracket Challenge. That is where me, Russ J, aka Big 30, aka a lot of other names that we ain't got time to go through right now, is going to give away $100 to the person that finishes in first place. I've done this, like 3 years, Sterling? 2 years, 3 years?
2 years.
I've done this for 2 years already. So this year I'm gonna do it again. Name change, but the game's still the same. You know what I'm talking about? So you guys can go ahead and join it. It's free to join. Big thing, it's free to join. It's free to join. It's free to join. The winner gets $100. But here's the caveat to this whole thing. In order to win the $100, you need to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. So that's pretty simple. You go to the Hesi Podcast on YouTube, you subscribe, you go link up to your Tournament Challenge app, you hit the link, you go to the Big 30's Big Bracket Challenge, and then you fill out your bracket. You see if you can beat me or Sterling. My bad, the wrong way. Sterling in picking a bracket. You only got to finish first. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to win it all too. And above all else, everybody got to beat Keem. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But there's a guy named Keem on there that said all y'all is easy lunch money. And it's really my lunch money. But, let's be together on this. And we don't want him to win $100. Because if he wins the $100, he gets to come on the show and gloat. So, we just don't want that to happen. Still love you. Don't want that to happen, though. But anyways, tournament time. It's fun. We're going to get into the tournament right now. But I want everybody watching, if you know somebody, you want to know somebody, you think you know somebody, send them a link, man. You know what I'm saying? The tournament brings people together.
The tournament does bring people together. And I found myself watching a game last night. I was watching the Colorado State game. They played Virginia. And I mean, that shows you that March Madness is legit, because who in the hell cares about Virginia and Colorado State playing on a Tuesday night for a playing game? But it was a good game. Even though Colorado State won by 20, I mean, neither one of these teams could shoot in the first half. The end of the first half, bro, it was 27-14, Colorado State. 27-14. Virginia. Like, I'm just like,
they failed though. They had a fall.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen,
Losing
they've
to a 6
always
seed,
been a
you can't do
defensive
that.
school, right? They've always played really
True.
good defense, and they did that last. They played good defense, but they couldn't shoot. They couldn't shoot at all. And today, I watched Grambling and Montana State. No, Montana State. Either one of the Montana
I think it's
schools
Montana. I think it's Montana State.
went to overtime today. And Grambling, HBCU, they pulled it out. They pulled it out. So I mean, that just goes to show you, like, March Madness has that aura, that
It's
magic
gonna be
to it,
lit.
to where you just have to watch it. And of all the years, I mean, we haven't really seen a dominant college basketball team in quite some time. What, maybe 3 to 5 years? We haven't really seen a true dominant team, right? Like, it's kind of
Yeah.
been this hodgepodge of, like, there's a lot
Whoever
of
gets the
decent
best one
teams,
and dones.
right? Right.
And now the transfer portal. So you have that involved with the whole process.
So right now, I mean, there's some games going on right now. And I got some money on this. You talk about being a degenerate, dog.
Hey! If the bet is there, the bet is there.
Listen, I won like $100 last night. Okay,
On who?
On like 4 games. Okay,
Nice.
now tonight ain't gonna be that lucrative, as you know. But I'm just saying, like, so right now I got Villanova in Colorado. Nice. Man, we're just gonna see what happens, man. We're just gonna see what happens. Okay. VCU and Villanova, 31-30 right now, halftime. Cincinnati's beating San Francisco. Colorado's losing to Boise State, but you know, when they're gonna figure it out, dog. They're gonna figure it out.
They got to. What is your okay? I know. All right, I know that you said that you haven't filled one out yet. So I don't know if I want to ask you what's your favorite upset for the first. I guess you can ask me that question later. So I'm asking you, who are your off the top of your head right now with what you have in front of you, doing the best you can. What does your Final Four look like?
My Final Four,
yeah.
I like to see Connecticut, Arizona. I think it's gonna be like give me a Big Ten team. Like, I don't think Illinois is gonna make it that far. Oh, I got you. Hold on. I got you.
No, you good, huh?
Let's see.
Let me give. I'll start with mine so far.
Oh, hold on. Okay, I got
yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, so Texas Tech is my team that's got as a 6 seed. I feel like they are. I think they're gonna go to the national championship game, dog. So
okay, so
I got this. This is who I would have: UConn, Arizona, Texas Tech, and Kansas.
Okay, now here's okay. So as a Kansas fan, I've noticed some very terrible flaws about the team, and so I don't think that they're gonna get past, like, if they get to the Elite
Morgan
8,
State.
If they get to the Elite 8, I'd be happy, but I don't think they're gonna Final Four. But the way I've seen the bracket and I was looking at it and I was like, but they have such a easier path than most. But right now, which, by the way, this is subject to change in Nebraska with the Japanese Steph Curry.
Bro, that dude, he can hoop, dog.
I don't want to talk about it, man.
He can hoop, dog.
You see who was hooping on?
Dog, I don't care. that jumper is valid. I don't care where you are. That jumper is valid.
My man took Indiana to Shogun School, and we just yeah. I got to see firsthand. Let me just say, I got to see firsthand, because guess what? I happen to fucking like the team that he was blitzing. So as he was bending Indiana over, I got to see firsthand that, oh shit, this motherfucking guy got some game. So he does have some game. It will be very interesting to see. I don't think that Nebraska, just to you know what I'm saying, I don't think crazy. I don't think Nebraska's gonna win the Natty, but I do think that they are gonna win a couple games. Hold up, wait a minute before I lie to y'all, because I do remember seeing them on here. Because I'm a nerd about this shit. I go over the bracket like, let me see, where are they? Where they at? So yeah, they played Texas A&M the first game. So I retract every statement I say because Texas A&M liable to come out here and shut that shit down. Real talk. But like because I don't know. That one, if you want to just go by that game, he does have game and that jumper is pure, but Texas A&M, they're not slouches.
Nah, and Texas A&M defensively, man, they're good defensively. Like I watched them. I watched them play Kentucky this year.
Mm-hmm.
I watched them play another squad, an SEC school. I think it was like Tennessee. I saw them play. They're pretty good, man.
I'm just gonna let the people know. Indiana some slouches. We had to watch them, and as a fan, it sucked to watch. But yeah, so all the video of him beating that Crimson and Cream team, yeah, that was IU, and it was they had a lot of problems this year. It hurt to watch it, but just to be honest, it was some slouches in the building. So yeah, I don't think that they'll be able to get past Texas A&M, but you never know. Tomorrow's gonna be like the livest day in basketball until the NBA playoffs kicks off. Some find it better than that, so that's gonna be a good matchup. I'm also looking forward to seeing the Wisconsin James Madison matchup. I think that's a 5-12 for those wondering why the fuck I would care about that. Another interesting matchup, I believe, and this is when I just want to get off my chest. We can move on to my Final Four in a second because it's not complete. It's completely fluid, but I'll give y'all who I got now. It won't be completed to the end of the night. I'm not gonna lie to you. But St. Mary's versus Grand Canyon University. I don't know if y'all follow me on the gram or if y'all follow me on the talk, then y'all saw me make a video about what happened when the University of Arlington played against Grand Canyon University. Some basketballs were thrown off of certain people and a little pushing matches were thrown out because Grand Canyon got all up in that ass and stomped a mud hole.
Pause.
I think that's gonna be. I said stomped. You know what I'm saying? That implies feet. You know what I'm saying? I believe I can get away with that. Shit. But pause were necessary. But no, I think Grand Canyon. Now that I say this, Grand Canyon will go out there and get their ass beat. But no, Grand Canyon. I think Grand Canyon is the 12-5 upset that you're gonna be looking for because them boys was turned up against UTA and they could play some basketball. So I think Grand Canyon. Yeah, I think Grand Canyon. Shout out to Sean Schreier. You know, I picked Grand Canyon. I think Grand Canyon is gonna win. But and I'm just gonna get down to the basics. I'm gonna niggerize it. And any team that makes you throw the ball at them after you beat them, obviously they got you mentally and they beat you by like double digits, so they got you physically. So like that kind of team, I can fucks with. So I'm riding with the Grand Canyon.
Okay, I got another upset for you.
What you got?
So I think that Drake will beat Washington State.
Bruh.
Okay.
I don't trust the Pac-12. I'm just letting you know. I don't trust the Pac-12. We're going to talk about Arizona.
Okay. I think Nevada beats Dayton.
Okay.
Now, here's the kicker. And I hate to do this to you.
Hold on, I'm just gonna say I got Dayton in that one, but just because I don't know, I fuck with the Flyers. I fuck with Dayton. I like everything about the program.
That's fair. I mean,
but that's a good pick though. I might change it tonight. Everything is moving. I'm not gonna say the words other people use in other programs, but this shit ain't set in stone.
Let me tell you the game that scares me the most in the first round. Yeah. You ready?
Which one?
Okay.
I'm looking at the first round because I got the school.
Kansas and Samford scares me the most. Let me tell you why.
Go ahead. Tell me. And I'm a back though.
So Samford is ranked 30th. Okay. Yes. In efficiency, offensive, defensive efficiency.
Yes.
Kansas is banged up right now.
Yes.
Samford also shoots the three pretty good.
Yes.
I think that game is going to be closer than a lot of people think. And if I'm a betting man, which I am, I'm gonna throw some bones on Samford.
I'm gonna say this.
I hate that for you because I know you're a Kansas fan.
Yeah, I know, but I will say this: Kansas is banged up, and this will make sense. I guess you're a fan of Kansas, not necessarily because the players themselves, because Bill Self is the shit when it comes to coaching.
Absolutely.
So this is when it's and another guy that's like this, even though I'm not a fan of his squad, fuck with the Flintstones, but I'm not a fan of his squad. Is Tom Izzo. So these two guys, when tournament time comes, Roy Williams was another one of these guys. Before he retired, Jay Wright was one of these guys. Like when it comes to tournament time, I trust the coach. Now I know for a fact that Kansas, because I'm a fan, they have a lot of trouble on the road and they're injured right now. So, but I don't think that they're injured enough to lose in the first round. I think that starts to affect them. I even in the second round, I don't. I think it. Okay, so here's where the bias comes in. I think it's going to affect them. I think they have enough ability and coaching to get to the Sweet 16.
Okay,
then they'd have to play Purdue in the Sweet 16 if all things go right.
Which is it's a great matchup.
Yes, but I fucking hate Purdue. So, like, I feel about Purdue how Texas fans feel about Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying? If that puts it in perspective.
That's fair.
I don't like them. Like, I like them less than I like Texas, and I'm an Oklahoma fan. I think Purdue, I love the fact that they choke every year.
So,
but
why do you hate Purdue, though?
They're the rival of Indiana. They're just shit. Poop. Doo-doo. I have nothing educated to say about them. It's all going to be insults.
Do you like Mike Woodson?
For the coach for Indiana?
Yes.
Fuck no. He's the whole meaning of the phrase "Hey Mikes," because I'm watching IU from the standpoint of the son of somebody who went there when they were the Alabama of basketball. So like my whole perspective of watching them is knowing that they should have guys out there that can actually ball out. Eric Gordon's, they can get it done. But
you got a family member that went to Indiana.
My pops.
He hooped at Indiana?
No, he just went there.
Oh, I was like, yo.
He's hooped with Quinn Buckner and them, though.
No way.
What's his name? No, Sean Maydaddy. He's hooped with
No
Sean
way. That's crazy.
Yeah. We know dudes that won national championships. But see, the perspective from that point of view is why I'm kind of skewed. So like, no, I don't like Mike Woodson because he's trying to play like it's 1980 and it's to the year 2024. But the problem with Indiana, we don't need to bore the public with the reason why these bum ass niggas didn't make it. Do I like Mike Woodson? No. But the reason why I don't like Purdue is solely because I am an Indiana fan. Now, I will tell you this, though, for those that are filling out a bracket, they have consistently failed every year. And I believe last year they lost to a 14 seed or something like that.
And that was the best Indiana squad that I've seen in some time. They were stacked. Indiana squad last year was stacked. They were good, bro.
It was all right.
All right. Stop. You hating, dog.
I'm not hating. There was held back. Man, you don't know the tales of Xavier Johnson. But I'm not going to see, I wasn't supposed to say names. I'm not going to Trace Jackson Davis. No, I told people that he was nice before he went to the Golden State Warriors. I told people he was nice. Jack Hood Shafino, he nice. He's gonna be playing for the Lakers in the next in a little bit. But I just I don't want to focus on us because we're just bad. But I will say the reason why, if it comes down to Purdue versus Kansas, the logic in my mind says Purdue must win this game. But watching Purdue, one, I don't know if they're going to make it out their second round matchup. You know what I'm saying? Which would be
that would be TCU probably or Utah State.
Thank you. It's TCU, and I looked. And you know how I feel about Big 12 basketball. So I looked a long time and I said, this is the game. If any game that Purdue was going to let you down, this would be the game they're going to let you down. Shout out to those that just tuned in on the Instagram Live. We fucking with you, gang. But now, this is the game where I think they would mess it up because the Big 12 was the gulag of college basketball this year. I had someone, my homie, shout out to Space Coast 23, try to tell me the Big East is where the basketball was at. No, sir. I looked at that Big East championship and the halftime, it was like 17-19. You stop it. Like, no, the Big 12 was where it was at, all from number 1 to like number like 7 or 8 in the conference because they got 8 people in. They got 8 teams out of 12 into the tournament. So I do think that TCU is going to be I kind of want to pick TCU. And by the end of the night, I might convince myself, or I might drink enough beers to let me think that they're going to win. They shouldn't, though. You know what I'm saying? And Purdue should make this run. But right now, that's the game. The tournament got a lot of crazy upsets. And I've been hawking on the Big 12 pause, talking shit about the Big 12 all motherfucking year and how cold they are at basketball. And that's one.
They're really cold.
And that's the one. But Texas Tech, worry about I think it's their first game. Worry about that, bro, because they got to play NC State. And then NC State got Akeem Olajuwon and Zach Randolph body.
Shit, like that, Texas State winning that game.
That Chubby nigga cold. NC State, nice. But Texas Tech played in the gauntlet. So you're going to need a lot.
Yeah.
You're going to need a lot to be the Big 12 team. Right now, as it sits right now, I'm just going to let y'all know. This is probably going to change. But right now, as I'm looking at it, I got UConn, Baylor, U of H, and Creighton. Creighton's the one I'm looking at that makes me say,
as your Final Four?
Yeah, Creighton nice though, bro.
Stop. No, Creighton's been good all season.
Yeah. Now, things go crazy. This ultimately is going to lead up to me saying I think UConn's going to play Houston. And I think Houston going to get them though, bro.
Houston, man.
UConn's really good, but if you've watched, there's a certain quality that championship teams need to acquire that I believe is very important, and that's the do not die quality. And that's where no matter what you do in any sport, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, no matter what, you just can't kill this team. They just don't die. They just keep coming. They just won't go away.
Baby's kids.
And Houston, baby's kids.
But they're due, though. Don't you think? They're due.
No, and they're due. They got a great coach. They're due. UConn's the defending champ, so it's only right that they have to play them. So I do believe that that it's going to end up being UConn and Houston. But I'm gonna go through some things because when it comes to this bracket challenge, I'm trying to beat you, motherfuckers. I'm not trying to give y'all no more money. So I'm trying to win this bitch. So I'm gonna go through it and make sure I dot my T's and cross my I's, or cross my T's and dot my I's. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if you have, I guess in closing, if you want to ask me, hey, Russ, what you think? If I'm filling out a bracket, you got any advice? Hey, do what your heart desires. North Carolina niggas is older than everybody. The Big 12 conference was better than everybody. The Big East can play in any type of environment, but they prefer a defensive struggle. The Pac-12 is kind of weak, but they got some hoopers, so you got to watch out for them. But all in all, you know what I'm saying? My bad. And the SEC got some riders. But the only clutch teams I really see that's really going to be about that life when the push comes to shove is going to be Kentucky and probably Auburn. Florida got a really good coach, but their players kind of get slew-brained and don't.
They ain't gonna do nothing. Florida ain't gonna do shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if you got Florida, I think they're 7 versus 10. Might want to go with 10, dog. Above all else, again. You know what I'm saying? Hit the links in all the bios and everything. If you're on Instagram, the link is in the bio. If you're on Twitter, the link is out there. I'll send it again when the show's over. Join the Big 30s Big Bracket Challenge. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my nigga Dez. It's been like 15 years. But shout out to my nigga Dez. What happening, boy? But join the tournament challenge. If you do win and you subscribe to the show, you win $100. Sterling, what we got next?
All right, so here's my maths question for you tonight. First of all, let's talk about the Kyrie game winner against the Nuggets. I mean, a stroke of beauty, a left-handed floater over Jokic. And it comes, so you think of that, and we talked about Luka being the MVP.
Mm-hmm.
The basketball head in me goes, who's the better player, Luka or Kyrie?
That's okay. So this is a question that I would the first part of me is saying, why, Sterling, we create division.
We're not.
But if someone was to ask me who is the better player, it's Luka Doncic. But the topic of discussion this entire week has been who's the most skilled. There's probably only like 2 or 3 people in the history of basketball that are more skilled. That was a skyhook. That was a skyhook with the left hand with the game on the line. There's not very many people, 1, that can do that, but 2, to attempt it. Oh, 3, it's on the other team's best player that's the MVP. So, and let's not like forget the fact that it's his mindset, because he has a knack for hitting crazy ass game winners on the other team's best player. 2016.
Oh yeah, in
2016. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Kyrie has already built up this reputation, so it's not really fair as far as what Luka doesn't have those moments yet. You know what I'm saying? But I will say, for those of us that watch the games and those of us who didn't watch the game, I'll tell you, the moments that led up to that shot is what made that shot so glorious. Because if you're watching that game,
Luka's
Joker
3
comes down. No one cares. I'm sorry. If you're new to the show, those on Instagram, you probably knew. I digress a lot because we're the most interactive show. If I see some sort of comment either on the G or if I see it in the comments on the tube, we got a comment. And plus, J Rail is in the building. Late as always, Mr. CP Tom himself. J Rail is into the building. Love you, J Rail. Hope you won your Madden game. I think you did. So congratulations to you being able to figure out that dysfunctional shit. But the Tigers ain't shit. Your team is old. It's a bunch of old niggas. Back to the Mavs. I just had to talk that shit about the Tar Heels right quick. But no, I don't think it's fair to Luka. Luka's gonna get those moments, but building up into that game, building up into the moment of that game, the Mavericks had like a 10-point lead. We had a 10-point lead or something like that, 8-9-point lead. We lose that lead off of the Denver Nuggets being the machine they are. We're reminiscent of the Spurs of the early 2000s, just a machine that keeps going. High level bench players. A homie of mine said that, and I said that's a good way to describe it. High level role players. So they end up coming back. Joker hits the bucket to tie it. Right. Mavericks come down. I believe we end up missing. So the score is like 102-102. We come back down. What's his name? Jamal Murray
hits a 3,
gets himself open, does some clutch shit, hits a 3. He hits a 3. It's 105-102. You're watching the game on TV. You're like, what the fuck the Mavs gonna do? Now, the play before Kyrie gets, or the 2 plays before Kyrie gets the ball, you have Luka end up with the ball in his hands, down 3 with the clock ticking down seconds wise, and he just doesn't even think. Yanks that. Bang! You know what I'm saying? 105-105. This is high level basketball, people. If people that watch that game, this is what we want. Then we come back down. Small things matter in big matchups like this. Jamal Murray comes down, he gets a shot off, but he leaves time on the clock. And if you heard the announcer, I forget his name, he even said it. Oh my God, he left time for a shot. We get back down. Kyrie gets the ball, swings around. Don't talk about if he was out of bounds or not, because it don't matter, because they didn't call it. He comes around, swings, he gets the ball. He realizes, and you watch it in slow motion, which makes it so much better. So you can realize the fact that he realized, oh, I have Joker on me. It's a tie game. I don't have to force it, but who the fuck thinks to shoot a skyhook that's name is not Kareem? Like, Kareem is the only nigga. And out of all the tricks he pulls, he dribbles, hesitates, zooms by, and sees that's the shot. And not only does he think to take it, he takes it. There's many people that be like, ooh, I can shoot a left-handed skyhook right now, but no. Now, other NBA players, former players have said, I would have thrown that bitch out of bounds. Like that. He shoots it at the end of the game, bangs that bitch.
Not only a skyhook is hard with your shooting hand.
Oh, my bad. Let me add this. Go look at the replay, people. He was at college 3-point line. He was at the college 3-point line. So he wasn't taking that motherfucker like in the paint or even in the elbow 15-foot range. The motherfucker was at a 3-pointer for a college D1 team. Left.
It's crazy.
Nigga, bang. And that's why I said that you can even tell in his celebration when he said, ooh, and you can see in his mind, he stopped and paused and was like, oh, shit, that was nasty. That's why he stopped, paused, and had to jump, because even he knew, damn, nigga, like I just did the damn deal. But yeah, so and all in all, to answer your question, I will say I do think that overall Luka Doncic is the better player, because I think he's a 6'8" Jason Kidd with the James Harden jumper. But I do think Kyrie has just given us so much of a book of just things that he's been able to do.
Yeah.
That it's as of right now, I have to say he probably is the more clutch player. Just he's earned it by reputation, but Luka is the
Luka ain't no
better player
slouch
by
when it comes to
age.
clutch, man.
Luka's very clutch. I just
Luka.
said that's why I
Yeah.
detailed
Yeah.
the game so anybody listening can know that like we're not saying Luka's not clutch. He just doesn't have the moments that Kyrie does. But on any given day, if you're asking me right now in the year 2024, who do I want to pick first? I'm picking Luka. The
For
motherfucker's
sure.
the MVP.
For sure.
He had his first bad game in a while last night against the Spurs, and he still did his thing. So, but Kyrie again.
It's a great problem to have if you're a Mavs fan.
This is what the Mavs. It's what we deserve. It's what we've needed. It's what we deserve. But it's like
I just had to.
You want that.
I just had to pose the question, throw it out there because
we come from
I love
kings,
both
though.
players, and I think we're missing one more piece to get to the.
I honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't think we're missing one more piece. I think that just the guys that we have now, which I've preached and preached and preached, the guys that the Mavericks have now, they just need to play their roles to the maximum potential that they have.
Okay, coach. No, nigga, we need another piece.
No. They really don't, bro. Like they have two guys on their team. The team is set up now. PJ's been missing shots since he got on the team, but PJ has also been playing very good defense. Gafford has said, I was screaming to the heavens that we need Gafford. Gafford has been doing everything that we need him to do. The nigga hit 33 shots in a row. So he understands the assignment. Josh Green got hurt, which is bad because he sprung his ankle, but he understood what he needed to do as far as being an elite wing defender and also hitting his open shot. So he understood he needed to do that. The only person I'm worried about is Tim Hardaway Jr., and that's because Tim Hardaway Jr. is trying to be he's trash because he's not playing within himself. He's trying to do too much. He's trying to be he's trying to be one player when collectively we have about three of them. And all we need him to do is hustle and hit his open shots. Yeah. He's worried about being able to dribble, being able to draw fouls, being able to run the offense whenever Luka or Kyrie is off ball. And it's like, nah, my nigga, we just need you to be able to hit open shots and hustle. Like if you do that, your game will come back to you. You over here trying to be a third star and you're not. And that's not a diss. It's just that Luka and Kyrie don't need that. They have the connective pieces lively off the pick and roll. They have all the connective pieces to play basketball and win with two guys that can't be stopped in isolation. So I don't think the Mavericks need anything else. The role players, and at times Luka and Kyrie. Luka, you need to be more aware on defense. Kyrie, you as well. But at the same time, the other guys, these guys are put on this team.
They need a guy that can run the second team efficiently.
See that? Okay, so
you know what I'm saying? Like a guy that can come in. That's why I was wanting Spencer Dinwiddie so bad.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Because he would have been great.
We don't need him. You know who that is? And it just hasn't. He's Aki with the ball. His game scares you, but it's Exum. Exum is that guy. But peep this though. The Mavericks don't need another guy that's going to want his. You know what I'm saying? Like Spencer wanted his. Exum, if you watched the game last night against the Spurs, like Exum did exactly what he needed to do. He's the guy in the second group that's like, oh, okay, I follow the rules that Tim Hardaway Jr. won't follow, and the game just comes to me. Like it's quite simple with what the Mavs have going. And like I'm of the mindset of when you get to this level, I don't want to have to depend on 3 or 4 guys. If I got 2 guys that can carry my offense and the other guys can filter in as long as they play good basketball around it, I'm fucking with it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right. I got something for you. I got something for you. There's one former Mav from back in the day that we can just freeze that nigga and put him on this team. Dog.
Who?
Josh Howard.
You want to hear a quick story?
How you gonna shit on him?
I'm not shitting on him. Me and him he probably doesn't like me. If Josh Howard saw my face and he even remembered me, he probably like, that's that bitch ass nigga from outside the club. So like, yeah, so like Josh Howard, you know what I mean? I had some choice things to say. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but I can tell you the nigga only like 6'4". We was looking eye to eye. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, it wasn't even no. Okay, so I got real throw it at a club one night. I saw Josh Howard, and my nigga was, oh, yo, look, that's J Ho, and we shook hands. When he dapped me up, I looked in the eyes and said, yo, my nigga, Dirk needs you to make them three free throws and score in the second half. I was like, shit. Like, I've been talking sports, my nigga, since there was single digits in the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I said it. You know what I'm saying? He looked at me like, yeah, whatever, nigga. And I said, yeah, nigga, well, shit, we trying to win. And I went on about my business. He cool people, though. But shit, what happened? That nigga's no longer in the league. We lost.
He fell off, but he had a good
closing. I don't want him, nigga.
You a hater.
I'm not a hater, nigga.
You a hater.
Okay. It's how am I hating?
Josh Howard on this. Josh Howard in his prime on this team
in the first half.
I don't need him to be second half. I don't need him to be clutch. I need him to just hit 16
I don't hate
points.
him. I'm just being honest. He had one, but actually nowadays he may be straight because he can smoke a blunt at halftime and get away with it, which is what one of my homies said is his problem. He was high when he came to the games. He was chill. By halftime, his high wore off. He got to the back to the game. He's nervous. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't get right. You know what I'm saying? So he could. Me personally, I would say J-Ho, you was cold, but nah, we good on that.
All right,
you had your opportunity. We was up 2-0 in the finals, my nigga. How about you not foul D-Wade? How about you show the fuck up, my nigga? You're up 2-0
Josh Howard,
in the finals.
dog. Josh Howard, he was one of my favorites, man. He was.
Yeah, he nice. He was nice. I rooted for him too. I didn't say that shit out of hate. I said out of love. I wanted to win. He didn't.
All right. So Anthony Edwards dunk.
Ooh!
Anthony Edwards, man. Who has he not dunked on? Like, I mean, you watch this dude.
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
I know Blake Griffin changed it, but when did niggas gonna be like he hating? When did throwing the ball in the rim replace an actual dunk? I think it was Blake Griffin that did it, but and like
Griffin, DeAndre Jordan,
and like it's
Dwight Howard.
Like it's when they do that, it's not to say it's not thrown and it's not a nasty like basketball play, but like when he took off on that dude from the Raptors and dunked on him baseline, he like to me, personal preference. You gotta grab the rim, bro.
Yeah.
You got to grab the rim.
Basketball old heads will say that, and I agree with you. But these new cats, they throw the shit in. They say they dunked on you. But Anthony Edwards, though, he's verified. Like if there's one guy,
he is. That's
that can get away with that because just for, and it's one of those things where like he jumps so high.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that he has to throw it in, but he gets fouled when he's doing it. And I think that's tough. Like a guy that comes to mind is Darius Miles, Stromile Swift. Those cats were like they would dunk on your ass and not throw it in. They will fucking hammer that
hanging
shit.
On the rim. Kenya Martin,
yeah,
hanging
them
on
the
the
true
rim.
OGs. Darvin Ham was one of them. I was gonna say
Kenya Martin. Like special shout out to that nigga because when he used to dunk it, he had this trait to like yank. Like on the rim after he did it, like and it would make the rim
his knees up.
Yeah, it would make the rim make a bang sound. Like so, like I think that needs to come back because a lot of the people do different dunks, and it's like we just a slam dunk is supposed to rattle the rim, like it's supposed to like make your opponents go damn. Like it's not supposed to be that's cool. No, you're like your opponents are supposed to go damn. Like I don't want to be under there when he do that shit. Like you got to grab the rim, and I want to hear the rim rattle when your hand let it go. I know the ring hurt when you hit it, but shit, like that's just me personally. It's a dunk. Everybody's gonna count it as a dunk. That's cool. I'm not saying it's not a dunk. I'm saying we go into the annals of history, and people talk about some of the greatest dunks of all time. If you didn't grab the rim and make that thing shake, pause. Well, actually, that's not really a pause because I didn't really say that. I didn't give a, So yeah, you gotta make that thing shake. Then like it's not really a dunk.
Okay,
you gotta. To me.
We fuck with the Anthony Edwards dunk though.
No, I fuck with Anthony Edwards 100%. I think he's the living embodiment of like a D Wade, Michael Jordan, slasher type. He's doing his thing. The Minnesota Timberwolves are winning. No, I don't have a problem with him at all. I think his shoe is actually growing on me, and I don't even like Adidas. I think Adidas hurts niggas, but shit, you know what I'm saying? They sell.
Yeah.
But no, he's dope. When we talk about the dunk itself, and people are like, "Is it the dunk of the year?" I have to go look at a couple others, but it's the most athletic play I think I've seen this year. But as far as people getting dunked on, if you're not grabbing the rim and making the rim bang, then I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, I'm impressed, but I'm not gonna be like, yo, that's the dunk of the year. He just dunked it. He did dunk him. I don't know what I don't even want to call it a dunk. I feel like we should have like
we gotta call that a dunk, bro. That's a dunk.
I just feel like it should be called a throwdown or something. I don't know, man. It's like you got to lay up. Did he lay it down? He didn't lay it. He laid it down. Like I don't know.
That's a dunk, bro.
It's just not for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like athletic prowess is dope and all that, but for all those out there that are trying to dunk on people, grab the rim. Don't just throw it in. Grab the rim and grab yourself close to the rim. And as you grab yourself close to the rim, pause, open your legs up a little bit. Because then you can say nuts in your face and sit on it too. That's a lost art too. A lot of youngins I see dunking the ball, y'all dunk it and let your legs hang. Dunk that bitch and sit on it. Pause. You gotta sit like you know what I'm saying? Like you see a bench there.
Speaking of dunking,
damn it. Yeah.
Let's talk some Zion Williamson and the New Orleans Pelicans.
Boy,
I feel like they are deserving of some love.
We need to. Yeah, we need to.
The Pelicans right now are 3 games ahead of the Mavericks. Well, 2.5 games ahead of the Mavericks, which is
fourth or fifth
Southwest standings. This in the little in the division standings, they're ahead of us. Which I don't approve of, but whatever. They are winners of 8 of their last 10 games. Zion Williamson is he's their leading scorer with 22.7 points per game. And since Thanksgiving, the man has he's lost 30 pounds.
That's impressive.
That's impressive.
You can tell.
Like we talked about him early, giving him shit for coming into the season overweight and out of shape. And it looks like he's I don't know if he's hit the revelation part of his career or he's done messing with porn stars, or maybe he just found the right one. But
I think it's just a progression, like I even said, like, and I'm glad that we're covering. I think that a lot more people should cover it. Like, yes, we make the fat jokes. Yeah, he was overweight and all that kind of stuff. But when this man is healthy, he's a dominant, not just a great player. He's a dominant force on the basketball court, which is why we want him to play so bad. And so, no, I think he's just putting the world back on notice, because a lot of people, once you start like down in the cat, he gets put in like this little category where like everybody gonna make fun of him. But Zion is a force. He's got his team working. Let's not sleep on Brandon Ingram. Let's not sleep on the fact that CJ Miles, hell, the 2 guys from Portland that were the leaders, both their teams are leading in their divisions and playing in the sport. So the Pelicans are for real. Zion is for real, for real. I think losing.
Did you see his remarks after the game a few nights ago? Where
I just want to win. I just want to win.
I thought that was like great maturity coming from him, because I don't think we necessarily saw that from him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think,
and I appreciate that he's trying. You know what I'm saying?
I think more on his side though, on Zion, like not speaking for him, because shit, he's his own man, but like as a fan of Zion and someone that watches him and wants him to do well, I think in his back of his mind, he was like, bro, I'm hurt and I'm a big nigga. Like, so if I get hurt, I'm going to gain a lot of fucking weight. And so like there's that I'm like, that's just gonna happen. Like, and so he was hurt for like what, 2 years?
Yeah.
And so he's hurt for 2 years. He's already a bigger nigga. So he gonna eat. Like, that's no shade to him. Big niggas gonna eat. You know what I'm saying? So like
I eat, nigga.
Hey, and you know what I'm saying? And if he doesn't have the ability to work it off because he's hurt, like he need to not just go out there and do some stairmasters like people be faking or walking with a stick down the neighborhood, not burning no calories. He got to work. He can't do that with an injured body, so he just gonna blow up. That's why the first season, Sterling, I would look at somebody and say this: Hey guys, the first season that he's actually healthy, he lost 30 pounds in fucking 3 months. The nigga's a specimen. You know, he's an elite specimen. And so watching him do this, I think that more people need to speak up about how good he's playing right now and the spectacular shit he's doing on the court, flying through the air, looking like motherfucking Thanos. He really looks like that real life version of the Monstar, the purple one, the big swole purple, stocky purple one. He looked like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think we need to give him credit because what he's doing, is nothing short of amazing. He's doing exactly what a number 1 pick should do. People don't talk about how his team is number 4. I think he's number 4, number 5 in the West. I think he's number 4, number 5 in the West. Them and the Clippers are like switching, but it's like number 4, number 5 in the West. Brandon Ingram is exactly what you need from Brandon Ingram, a silky smooth scorer who will dunk you. We've seen this. You know what I'm saying? So I like what the Pelicans are sitting. It's all about growth. There's a changing of the tide in the NBA. People don't want to see it whenever the changing of the tide comes, but it is coming, and it is. I know it's not coming. It is here. So yeah, I expect them to ball out in the playoffs. I do think, you know what I'm saying, us having the Mavericks, I wouldn't mind playing them. You know what I'm saying? If we end up having to play them, but I think we match up. I think we match up with every team at the top except for. I wouldn't want to run against the Nuggets again at this moment. I'd want to play them in the second round or even the Western Conference Finals, but it's gonna be a proverbial bloodbath in the West. But Zion needs a lot of credit. I do think, depending on the matchup, they may be a second round team. It depends on it all depends on who they play. But the sleep on Zion definitely needs to stop. Because it's bullshit. Everybody likes to talk about him being fat, but nobody wants to talk about him when he's balling.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that, you could talk about him being overweight, but like even when he's overweight, the way he carries his weight and what he does with his weight, while still being that athletic is extremely impressive. It's nothing short of impressive. And we don't talk about that he's a 58% field goal shooter. Which is, and you could say, well, a lot of shit comes around the rim. I don't care. Like, he's undersized. He's undersized, and he can still you talk about guys like he's Charles Barkley, but with extremely amount of athleticism.
Yep.
And I don't think he gets enough credit. So, yeah, man. I mean, even though I hate that they are ahead of us in the standings, I mean, I think in a 7-game series, I think Dallas beats them in 6.
New Dallas after the trade.
Yeah.
Dallas is a little bit different because who knows what this team would have looked like if they had Gafford and PJ Walker, you know what I'm saying, for the whole season. You know what I'm saying? But since the trade deadline, Dallas has looked a hell of a lot better. And a hell of a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So and that's just speaking from the Dallas perspective. Now we got, Denver's still a machine. We haven't even talked about the East, which we can go into that. But I think the East is pretty much sewn up in what the fans want and what we think we're going to end up seeing, and that's the Bucks versus the Celtics. Unless either of them choke, I don't think any other. As we cover the East, unless the Celtics or the Bucks choke, I don't see anybody stopping them from meeting each other in the Eastern Conference Finals. But I do think there's going to be some very enjoyable basketball on the way. Now on the Western Conference side, it's going to be pretty interesting because you got, like I said, you got the changing of the guard at the top, but you got a lot of old legends at the bottom, and in the middle, you got guys like Luka and Fox and Sabonis, and you know what I'm saying. So the West is just a mashup of talent. It's going to be very enjoyable to watch. But back to your original point, now Zion need his respect, man. Until he give us a reason not to, like we need to praise him like he was getting praised at Duke because he's doing it.
Man, like he's fun. That was a fun.
Yeah, but he's doing that. Like if you get a chance to watch New Orleans, he's doing that. Like he's doing that same shit. So he needs his flowers right now, man.
Yeah. All right. So before we get up out of here, there's a couple things that NFL wise. Let's talk about it real quick. Let's give our shout outs to Aaron Donald, man, who's calling it quits after 10 years. When you hear the list of accomplishments from Aaron Donald, it's just nothing short of impressive. I mean, 8-time Pro Bowler, All Pros. What is he? 4-time All Pro. Went to the Super Bowl twice, won
Yeah.
one, Defensive Rookie of the Year. I mean, this guy has over 100 sacks as a defensive tackle, which is impressive. He is the best defensive player of our generation, if you ask me, defensively. Just dominant. He's just dominant.
Yeah, him.
JJ Watt's up there. I mean, there's guys you can think about.
I was gonna say him, JJ Watt, Julius Peppers. He
Von
won
Miller,
But
yeah.
I was thinking, I think of guys that get on that interior. You know what? That's gonna be a good one for the summer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
But no, I was just gonna say, like, I think it was when I saw it, it wasn't a shocker to me. I was like, Aaron Donald kind of seemed like he was kind of ready to.
Yeah,
he was kind of ready to call it quits. He was just kind of playing because he had a little bit left in the tank, and the team, you know what I'm saying, still wanted him. They actually asked him to come play, but shout out to a great career. Didn't win 2, got to 2. He got his 1, and he was the main cog and the main difference in getting that 1 in that game. Because if you remember, until the Bengals pissed off Aaron Donald, they was cruising to victory. And then some dumbass with the stripes on his helmet decided to push Aaron Donald and make him mad, and then they got hot in the kitchen and shit got cooked.
Yeah, man. It sucks that he's retiring, just because from a selfish standpoint, like, you just don't get to see people dominate like that. That shit's crazy. But yeah, man, shout out to Aaron Donald. It's gonna free up some cap space for the Rams, which is nice from their perspective, but you can't replace a guy like that. So they're gonna have a massive hole to fill, actually. But they're gonna be all right.
And they already knew this was happening.
Yep.
On their side,
he wanted to retire after the Super Bowl.
Yeah, on their side, but on their side, they knew they were prepared for these next 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
They won the Super Bowl. These next 5 years, what happens? They're just preparing themselves to not be in the shitter when it's time to get good again. Like, they'll be straight. They knew exactly what they're doing, and it's worth it, Dallas. It's fucking worth it. Yeah, it's worth it to mortgage everything, win the Super Bowl, and suck for a couple years. It's totally fine.
All right, so Justin Fields got traded. This is the last topic of the show tonight.
Oh, can we talk about who got to the team before he got traded, though?
Oh yeah, Russell Wilson. Yeah, Russell Wilson. Yes. If you guys have been living under a rock, Russell Wilson was picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers on a $1.2 million deal for 1 year, because the Broncos are paying that $84 million. So he goes for a minimum deal. Him and Sierra and future kids gonna be living in Pittsburgh. I mean, for Russ, George Pickett, I don't know, man. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'd rather have Justin Fields be my quarterback than Russ right now. Just for the simple fact, I know what Russ is. Let me see what Justin Fields got.
But why we know what he's got, though. Like, we know that Justin Fields can play. He played on a shitty team in Chicago. To me, it's kind of like the thing that's getting me about the whole thing is, like, when I first saw it happen, I was like, oh shit, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin have figured out how to not only get a guy that's gonna play some good quarterback for you right now, but they got a guy that can sit on the bench that he knows he'll need to sit on the bench. And even if they have a QB competition, I don't think he's going to beat Russell Wilson out of that QB competition, because you don't just luck up and dumb up and throw 26 TDs and 8 picks. That shit don't just happen. Like, you like in a situation that he was in the Broncos. Like, you don't go into a place that nobody wants you. You're not liked. The coach don't want you, and you still play well. Like most guys would have just been benched earlier in the season. It took the coach asking him to rearrange his fucking contract injury deal or whatever. Like, it took them asking him to lose some money for him to step down. His bad play wasn't letting them bench him. So, like, they had to resort to something else. So me seeing him go to a place who had, what is it, fucking like 10 touchdowns in 1 year. Like Russell Wilson is he's like surpassed what they've done in 1 year by himself for what they try to do a whole year or 2 years or some shit like that. Like
Right.
Kenny Pickett wasn't getting it done. Mason Rudolph wasn't getting it done. The defense is amazing. Mike Tomlin is known for saying, like, I'm not going to be able to draft a quarterback because I coach like there's nameless great faces and I need dubs. So, like, he went and did the smartest thing. I don't know why everybody wants Justin Fields to start, because if I'm the Steelers, Russell Wilson, you're going to play until you can't. Like, because if you can give me 26 TDs, some pretty good play in the fourth quarter, actually some over.
Let me tell you the problem with that. Let me tell you the problem with that.
What's up?
Look at the AFC, the Bengals, the Bills, right? The Chiefs, all these teams, like the Jags. Like there are so many good teams in the AFC, right? With Russell Wilson, you're not going to be able to compete with the best of the conference. And hold on. So if I'm the Steelers, even though Mike Tomlin coaches his ass off, and I respect the hell out of him, I'd rather start Justin Fields just to see what we got. And if he turns into this quarterback that is an average middle tier starter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then if you see you got something you can work with. But if not, tank it and suck and go get your quarterback the following year.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention the Ravens too. Sorry.
And this is where I say you have to know the coach that we're working with. They gave him Mitchell Trubisky, Mason Rudolph, and Kenny Pickett, and the nigga couldn't lose. He made the playoff. If I'm the GM, I'm looking back like, he not finna lose. Like this, like Mike Tomlin is not. We gave him the worst possible quarterback room that we could have, and he still got dubs. We made the playoffs. So if I'm them, I'm saying, okay, what's the best choice we have? We're not going to be able. This is reality for me as a Steelers GM. Reality sets in. We ain't drafting early. That shit ain't gonna happen unless we fire Mike Tomlin. And if we fire Mike Tomlin, our team is gonna go to shit. So that's my opinion, but I believe that's what they're thinking.
That's fair.
So you say that, and you say, so how can we get him a quarterback? Well, one just fell out the sky with the Broncos because the Broncos wanted to cut him, but we can see that he's better than all the quarterbacks we've dealt with. Okay. And his stats show that with the coach, if we put 2 and 2 together, we might be able to make some magic. Now, will we win a Super Bowl? I don't know. Could we make the second round of the playoffs, like some Baker Mayfield, Tampa Bay Buccaneers type shit? That's some realistic type shit. Do we have a lot of? We're good at developing talent. We got receivers all over the place. Even though one just left, we know the Steelers. They get receivers. Another one's gonna pop up. So you got guys. Freiermuth. You got 2 running backs, not 1, 2 running backs, and the quarterback that you got and the offensive coordinator you now have are play action compatible. So you got Arthur, who was the coach of the Falcons, who's now going to be the coach of the Steelers. He's very good at calling play action. Russell Wilson's very good at running play action. You got the 2 running backs, you got the speed and the ability on the outside, and the defense on the other side. The Steelers defense takes care of all the business every year that it needs to. And my whole thing is, if you have that in place with this cheap quarterback and you have him for however many years it is before you have to really start paying him, and then a team across the way says, hey, we have a guy that everybody knows doesn't suck. We just know if he's not great. We tried to give him away for a lot, but we couldn't. So now he's at a discount. Yeah, give me that too. And when I get him on my team, I can look at Fields and say, you can compete, because if you come out, it's football. If you come out here and you look worlds better in this offense than Russell Wilson does through training camp and through practices, then I have no choice. But there is no harm, none. I take no losses if I let Russell Wilson come out here and win us 11 to 12 games, and because they already won 10 without him, without being able to score.
Yeah.
So I completely believe Russell Wilson's going to give them 1 or 2 extra games, so they win. You win 10 or 12 games, and then you got this guy in the back that's learning what? How to win 10 or 12 games, because he's already seeing a coach who's straightforward, who's going to be very business oriented. He's going to have a chance to learn an offense that from an offensive coordinator that's not going to be gone next year unless something catastrophic happens, which probably can't happen, because if Russell Wilson gets hurt, then guess what? They get to do what you saying do.
Right.
So it's like a no-lose situation Pittsburgh put itself in. But I would for sure, I would let Justin sit, and I would make sure he understands you're not sitting because you're not nice. You're sitting because we trying to Pat Mahomes you, bro. Like straight up and down. We're trying to Jordan Love you. You know what I'm saying? Like we're trying to do that. We want you to sit and learn. You've
I don't know
already
if he's
been
that
in the
guy.
fray.
I don't think he's that guy. Not to say he can't sit. I just think like it's the book written on Justin Fields. I mean, listen, like I think he has a hard time reading defenses. I don't think he throws the ball with anticipation.
That's why you said a year and learn from a guy that can. Who in the history of the NFL, looking at quarterbacks, Russell Wilson.
But Russ is cooked though. Russ is not who he used to be.
It's not about not
Can
being
he learn?
Who he used to be.
Can he learn? I don't know.
It's because like Russ don't have to be who he used to be to look at Justin Fields and say, you see what just happened there? Like, let's say Russ backs up, throws a pass with anticipation. His arm is old, it don't get there. He's still looking at Justin like, don't mind me. That was the right throw. You can make that throw.
We think
you know what I'm saying? Like,
we think Russell would do that, but like guys like Aaron Rodgers don't do that with other quarterbacks. Like they're guys that are in starting positions that don't give a fuck about backups. Now, Russ does seem like the character guy to do it. He's more likely to do it than not.
He gonna coach him up. He playing the role. He gonna coach
you
him
would
up.
hope
Whether
so.
we believe it's whether we believe it's real or not, or corny or not, or whatever. Russell Wilson is that type of human. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Boogie, man.
Yeah, shout out to Boogie. Can't wait to have you back on and get that 3-piece going on the podcast pause. But no, I just think both ways of thinking are logical. It depends on what you want, subjective. Me personally, if I have a kid that's already been thrown into the fire, he didn't quite get burned, but he got singed. You know what I'm saying? And I know he's got the talent. I wouldn't risk that again. Hey, next week. All right, bet. We're going to next Wednesday, Boogie back. Boogie back next week. We're going to have, all right, so that's going to be live. We're going to get it going. But no, I think it'd be, I would take the route of saying, all right, I got a quarterback that's good enough to win us games. Let me put it this way. I got a quarterback that's good enough to not lose us games.
Fair.
Let me play him. Let this guy learn my offense. Like at least this guy, like Justin Fields has not had a chance, an opportunity to learn an offense, spend a year in it, spend another year in it, and then go play. He'll have the opportunity to learn the Steelers offense this year. And then what we're all thinking is possibly, unless Russell Wilson goes out there and just balls the fuck out, he'll be able to go in next year and play and be the starter, which means he'll have 1 full year of study, 1 full year of consistency. And then the next year, oh my God, he got another summer of consistency, another training camp of what you call it? Let's wheel. Another year, another summer of learning the playbook. And I think that's just safer to me. I think if you let Russell Wilson play this out, and then next year, if Russell Wilson's cold, then shit. You look at Fields and say, my nigga, you on the team. If you want the spot, take it. That's always an opportunity. If you want the spot, take it. But if he can't take the spot from Russell Wilson, I would keep him sheltered in the fact that Russell Wilson's cheap. He's not costing us a lot, and he gonna not lose us games. Sit back there and learn, young fella, because I guarantee you, if they do that, I guarantee you, I was right about Baker Mayfield going to Tampa. I'm right about this one right here. I was right. I honestly was right about Jordan Love too, because you look in the archives, we've been talking. I've been saying like sitting at quarterback is not a bad thing. It's just something that people don't want to do. And so I think if he gets to sit for a year, learn, and come back next year, he'll ball out.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see, man. There's just so many factors that go into that. You would like to see Russ and the Steelers play well. I mean, you got rid of Deontay Johnson, so you only got George Pickens at wide receiver. Pat Freiermuth is a good tight end. I mean, they still got draft picks. They can make some moves.
The Steelers have never not made, or I won't say made because the man has to do the work to become the good player. But the Steelers have always picked a guy that ends up being good at the receiver position, whether he ends up playing for the Steelers long haul or whether he ends up going somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I have no, like, they might pick fucking Troy Franklin for all we know. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then
that's
he
true.
gonna be on the Steelers, and he gonna ball out. Whoever the Steelers pick at receiver, I have no doubt that he's gonna ball out. Because if he doesn't, another guy they pick is, and they're gonna ship his ass out like old
They got
buddy
a great
Florida
track
game.
record of
Yeah,
picking wide
great.
receiver talent. So I mean, and not necessarily in the top rounds. I mean, they're getting guys, you know, third, fourth round and later.
Yeah,
So
we just have faith that they'll be able to replace
yeah,
him. It's not, yeah.
yeah. I
Hell,
mean,
Deontay Johnson was one of those guys.
yeah, he was.
You know
He
what I'm saying?
was.
Like it
I got
was
a lot
like,
of
who is
respect for
he? And
him.
all of a sudden, yeah.
Now he's going to Carolina Rock. But anyways, that's
good though. And on a side note, that before we close, that's really good because Bryce needs players.
He does, but man, there's the whole organization that they have in Carolina is just dysfunctional right now.
It's
I mean, they need a lot of stuff. They need a lot. They need more than just
Jesus.
Deontay Johnson.
They need Jesus.
They
big
need time.
Jesus. In fact, Jesus could probably suit up and play all like the positions one time for them, and they would still need a couple apostles to help out because that team needs some help. Yeah, Bryce has to do amazing. Hell, Bryce might be Jesus. You know, he's just doing amazing things all the time. He's doing amazing things all the time, but he needs help. He needs help.
Bryce was terrible last year.
No. All jokes aside, I say that to say Bryce had to operate in chaos. And so every good play he made, he had to operate through a bunch of bullshit to make, which compounded every bad play he made because he's a rookie. So I think Deontay Johnson going to that team,
it's going to help.
I think
it should help
a lot.
But they need a lot more.
Help a lot. They do.
Yep.
They need to protect the young man.
They do.
To protect the young man.
All right, so
small or not, protect him.
That's it for the Hesi podcast tonight, man. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Okay, you got something? The bracket challenge. I'm gonna do that tonight.
Like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you go to the Big 30s Big Bracket Challenge. You can search it on the tournament challenge, or you can look at the various social media apps you see, or social media tags you see below. Also, Big 30 Truth on Instagram. People love you. We're gonna have that posted. It's already posted. We're gonna post it again though. But yeah, Big 30s Big Tournament, or Big 30s Big Bracket Challenge. Go ahead and sign up for that. The winner gets $100. All you got to do is like and subscribe. If you are new to the show tonight, like, subscribe. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Come join us next week where Boogie's back. I would have some words of wisdom, but nothing has hit me yet. If you give me like 5 seconds, I could probably think about something. But if not, you can end that bitch. I really, I probably shouldn't say.
You sure you don't have nothing closing? Okay.
Nah, we'll leave it for next week when Boogie comes back. Just hey, trust yourself. Don't trust these hoes.
All right. That's the Hesi podcast, and we out.